WhymsicalWyvern here, hoping we make it further into the stream today. Right, there we go. In for a penny, in for a pound. Sarybot is here. Thanks for explaining the word mini to me. It means a lot. Where's this? Here we go. Getting my chair a little more squared up because apparently my person isn't. Let's try. Okay. All right. That's going to be an issue. I keep trying to put my feet on the stool that isn't in front of me right now. I'm here, Nameless. I'm here. How are you? I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'm here. Finally, I know. Oh my gosh. I said I was going to play Minecraft no matter what. And then the power didn't work for the next 3 times I tried to stream. It's super sketch right now, but oh my gosh, I'm here. I'm here. Thank you so much. I didn't think anybody would be here, to be honest. Don't worry, I'm just messing with you. No, I'm just so happy. I don't know if this will last or not, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. It's not just our house, but the power people will not acknowledge there's something wrong with the grid. But it's the power is going out at the same time every evening. That's not our house. Like, we've changed everything we're doing. Anyway, thank you for resubscribing. I did see that. I totally did. Thank goodness. Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you. Oh, did you see what I saw? I put a video on the Discord. I haven't been able to go to the Discord because that requires internet. But I saw this and it was so cool. It was one of the carpenters that worked on Notre Dame with the fixing the roof. He got to have his wedding there. And all the carpenters and stuff that worked on the cathedral got to be there. And I thought it was kind of cool. Because I know that's not how they normally do it. It's not normally for weddings anymore and stuff. But yeah, that's fine. Apparently, there is a French news station that's called French News in English. And everything is still in French on the background. Which I understood, so that was okay. But the commentator is in English. That was a very French way to handle it. No offense, but I kind of laughed at that too. Like, you're on your own to understand anything. We're not commentating. It's all on you. It was super cute. Her dress was so beautiful and so tasteful. How neat. Like, probably the only non-royalty or non-higher class people to get married there in a couple 100 years, I would think. Anyway, I'm not saying it was a bad thing. I thought it was really neat. I genuinely did. So, there's that. But I remember when it caught fire because I was driving down the road and literally I was talking to somebody else and we just couldn't believe it. And I just stopped and we all prayed for Notre Dame. I'm not kidding. Which probably sounds weird, but I mean, I'm not Catholic or anything. Makes sense. That's just not how it's used anymore. Anyway, I thought it was really neat. So. Not everybody gets permission for that kind of thing. And not everybody has the skills to go in and do that kind of woodwork anymore. So it is a little more specialty. And I thought that was kind of neat too. Maybe I'm just an old softy. Clearly. Alright, I'll be an old softy then. If you're an old softy, then I'm a young softy, lol. No! I didn't admit that. You didn't understand me. Well, I mean, just like when, oh, what was the palace? Was it Buckingham Palace? No, it wasn't Buckingham. It was West. Anyway, the royal palace that caught fire. Everybody was shocked and, you know, worried about that because, again, there was just so much irreplaceable treasures there, you know, like culturally for the world. And I don't know. I had just gone there too. That was a long time ago now that I think about it. I'm sorry if I didn't understand you. It's very late for you, though. I was watching people play that RV game, and I'm like, I must be in a ready for a new game place because I'm looking at that going, that looks like fun. Midnight as usual. By the way, I almost got caught on a fire today at work. That is not a good thing. Didn't say it was a good thing. I'm really glad you did not catch fire. What a horrible day for me to send you something about recovering from a fire. Oh gosh. Okay, well, I'm in a place. I know you said that there was equipment that was having issues. A fire started at my workplace, but they took care of it in time so no one is injured, and we got to go home earlier, lol. Yeah, I bet. I got tasked with teaching somebody how to drive one of the work vehicles today. And as a joke, I said, oh, it could be worse. I could be like Hyacinth Bouquet. And I sent them, to make them laugh later, a little video of her backseat driving. That was like an old Britcom thing. And she's insufferable. And the person goes, yeah, that's exactly what it was like. Thanks for understanding. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. Literally, my job was to say, here's where you look, here's where you don't look, here's what you need to do. Then I can be quiet, but I have to teach the certain things, right? We didn't die. That's what matters. They were like, it's like driving with a mom. I said, I am a mom, but that doesn't mean I don't know how to do this. And there's things you gotta do. The end. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm glad you're okay. I'm really glad you're okay. That does not always end so well. Don't worry, I wouldn't have taken any unnecessary risk. Well, that's good. No, I tried not to be frustrated because I knew this guy was young. But he was old enough, he should have known better. At some point, like if you're supposed to take somebody over and your job is to teach them, okay, you said you work around machines. If your job is to teach them, don't stick your fingers in the machines. Yes, you assume that they already know that, but you still have to sit there and say it, and they still have to sit there and listen to it. It doesn't mean that you particularly are someone that's that naggy or whatever, you know? I'm trying not to take it personally. Do you hear? I don't think it was intended personally. I'm glad that everybody was okay, not just you, by the way. That would just be devastating. I always assume people are dummies. I know. Mm-hmm. I agree. I feel like I'm a pretty chill person. But whatever. Okay, I'll only care about you. That's weird. That's glaring oddly. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. I must have been tracing this out earlier. for some weird reason. Okay, I'll just care about you. To heck with cute little sheep and swimmy fish. Elves. I keep doing that. I think my glasses are just a little bit fogged. I'm afraid to use any kind of air conditioning or anything because I'm so afraid it's going to crash the stream. So we opened up the windows and it's always kind of foggy this time of night outside this time of year. As it is, I'm doing way better. Starting to get really tired. I think I'm going to go to sleep. Have a great time. Hope the power doesn't go down. Take care of you, Whimsy. You too. Take care of you. No more fires for you, Nameless. You have a good rest. Have a good day tomorrow. And let's hope I come back. Oh, gosh. Were you the kid that used to sit there when you had candles in front of you and light the napkins on fire at the table? Oh, wait, no, that was me. I see. Rest well, bonne nuit. I don't see what you're talking about. See? Well, the French do have a reputation with fire. Not gonna lie. They're almost always in my newsfeed for something involving protests and fire. Y'all want people to know when you're unhappy. Although my very favorite, I will tell you, was the protest the farmers did. That was my favorite. Always commit arson. When the farmers brought all their manure into town and to the beach, I think it was. I forget exactly what, but oh my gosh, I thought that was so brilliant. I'm like, that'll get their attention. Pardon me. Nah, recent fires are just done by dumb Marxists. I don't care what anyone else says. I'm not saying they're protesting smart things or whatever. I'm not judging that. I'm just saying they make international news doing it. And there's always somebody who wants to misbehave, let's be honest, and use things as an excuse. It's not like we don't have those here. Hi, Lost. Good, Lost is here. Time for me to leave. Also, hi, Lost. Go get some rest, Nameless. Go get some rest. Hello, Lost. Can you believe that Kenny didn't show up for the 911 stream? What the heck? It seems made for him. No, you can't run from me, Nameless. I know what you did to that. Oh my gosh! If he did that to the museum, we'd all be doing better. He'd share the loot, surely. He'd find a good investor that wouldn't cut down the jewels. But I think he'd be smarter than to just sit there on camera. Just saying. They'll never catch me. Anyways, I just wanted to say hello. Well, hello, Nameless. Nameless. Lost. Thank you for showing up. Thank you, Nameless, for showing up. Nameless was leaving. I don't know how long the stream's even gonna last. I was just trying to go live at all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm thrilled anybody showed up because I've been so inconsistent. I missed my chance of doing the perfect heist anyways. Now I have to wait 20 years. I mean, you know, it could be the time for the Tower of London next, as long as we're using furniture movers. I mean, just saying. I loved the ad that the German company had afterwards. That was beyond hilarious. The German company that made the furniture elevator literally came out with an ad like the next day about the quality of their product. It's a good quality product. It worked. It was brilliantly trolly, but I'm not gonna lie. I mean, whoever did that was pretty genius. I mean, having the ad. Yep. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of makes me ashamed to be a girl. Like, what the heck? Oh my gosh. Like, how could they think this was a good idea? What do they think the job of security is if they don't believe that people steal anymore? Oh my gosh. About what? Oh, well. Basically, they were bragging about being the museum that's the most visited in the world, and a woman had come in and taken away most of the security measures that would have protected those jewels and fixed their security and set it up where the security guards weren't even allowed to really do anything except protect the other patrons. Their job wasn't apparently to protect the jewels. It's called no funding. Oh, they were funded. They just wanted to say that they were the first major museum to hire a woman as both the head of the museum and as a head of security. And I'm just going, then hire competent women if you want to show women can do the job, because this sure as heck didn't prove anything good. Being a woman isn't enough. You got to be able to do your job. Well, you know, I consider a donation to those humble citizens. Consider it. Well, it's a donation to somebody's pocketbook, and I guarantee you they don't deserve it. I somehow don't think it was Robin Hood who did this crime. I'm just saying. And this wasn't a loaf of bread for need. Anyway, I'm sure there were plenty of women that would be really good at the job. They wanted somebody for political purposes. They weren't looking for somebody that would actually do the job well. That's where the problem comes in. And if the best qualified wasn't a woman, then I'm sorry. I just really like heist stories, you know. It's a good heist story. Did you ever watch that old show, Psych? The only reason the people love the Mona Lisa is because it got robbed once. Hmm? Basically, Psych was that sitcom-y show a bit back where he pretended to be psychic. But there was a series of episodes where they paired up with Carrie Elwes, the Dreadfire Roberts from Princess Bride, and he paired up against them as a thief. Those were really fun episodes. I also want to say Nameless left me in a terrible position. You can go, Lost. If you need to go, go. I am thrilled that anybody showed up. I have been beyond inconsistent. And you gave me viewership at all. I am so grateful. But if you need to go, go. I'm going to just try to get at least an hour for my streaming average or whatever. And then I'm probably going to go because I'm worried about the electricity still. I mean, I'm grateful for you to be here. I'm not telling you to go. But I mean, if you needed to, it's fine. Don't stay out of pity. We good. I shall disappear like you're... Oh, no, 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 no. Don't you wish that on me. Be nice. Ugh. I mean, that's just all taunting, to be honest. It turns out my investment was in your electricity company. It was always an excuse for me to leave. Ah ha ha ha. Well played. Although, if you're invested too much, you might be in trouble because they don't seem to be doing so good right now. They swear there's no problem. It's all of us customers that have the issue because their computer says they're not having a problem. It doesn't matter that our power keeps cutting it out. It's all of our houses. It's correlation, not causation. And while I suppose that's possible, like how many houses? Come on now. And they have no impact? Hi, Whim. The Lord has sent me something. Thank you, Chris, for being here. I believe him. Bye-bye. Good luck. He was afraid to leave. He felt bad. Go, go, go. I told you you don't have to stay out of pity. He's so sweet. How are you today, Chris? I don't know how much longer this stream's gonna last, but I'm going for it. I'm trying really hard here. I never feel bad. I lost by lost because you're imposing. Ah. Or is he an imposter? Or is he both? Could be a little sussy. He could be the imposter. Why? Then let's ask deeply personal questions. You go first. What? Deeply personal questions. Yeah, because the internet's the best place for that. Did you see the little clip I put in the Discord when I got my power to work? And if you did you think it was nice? Someone called me Imposter Chris once and I blocked them. No, I didn't. Well, there you go. See, that was my question. You may ask, but I will not promise to answer. There we go. Oh, let's grab that. What kind of concerts did you... Oh, gosh. I mean, it was mostly just like high school dance kind of stuff. Actual concerts... I'm trying to think. I mean, I did go to a few. I'm not sure how to answer that without dating myself a little bit here. I'm going to be honest. I'm trying to think this through. And I'm realizing... Yeah. Imposter Chris, what was the name of the Mona Lisa robber? He did it to bring back to Italy, apparently. Okay, I'm going to go. We all know your mom already. Yeah, we do. We do. And then I'm 29 again, or I'm 1,000. But I feel like if I start naming specific concerts I've attended, yeah, I think not. Now that I'm thinking about that. I never moshed. It's okay. I made that up. It's all good. I wasn't actually as big of a Metallica fan. I liked some of their stuff. Not enough to go to one of their concerts, I'm going to be honest. Plus, with concerts, let's be blunt, they have to be having one in town. Metallica was a little mainstream for me. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I was very cool, I'm sure. I'll be honest, I liked the metal for Scherzies, but I especially liked it to still have some form of musicality about it, which some of the Metallica stuff did. But a lot of it they just did for people, you know, to make money. The headbangy stuff, and I know that's highly controversial hot take. I never objected to anybody liking them. I certainly heard them plenty of times, but I liked a little more musicality. Because I was involved in music, and they're very talented as musicians. Like it's just they did what made money as well. We could have been friends if we ended up in the same age group. Yeah, looking back, and I'm like, yeah, I listened to probably just about everything, but I did prefer that it have, I can't think of a better way to put it, like musicality to it for sure. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm trying to think how to name. Tell you what, I won't tell you people I went to concerts for specifically, but I'm willing to talk about people I listened to on occasion. How about that? Fast-paced music? Sometimes. Oh gosh. I mean, I was fond of some Bat Out of Hell action for sure, but I also like stuff like Skynyrd sometimes. Up to you, yeah. And of course, there was the more mainstream like Bon Jovi and Poison and stuff like that. I liked a lot of the Eurythmics kind of stuff. Nitzareb, Depeche Mode. Walks in, sees discussion about Normie's music, slowly walks away. Dio isn't ringing a bell. I don't know. I'd have to go look. I do remember how psyched I was. I went to the UK as a teenager, and when I saw, like, okay, the Eurythmics, okay, we had like one of their albums in the US. Went to the UK and I found out in the record store they had all these albums, and I was, hi night, sorry. And then I was listening to all this other music, and everyone else is here. Now I can ask deep personal questions. Okay, go for it. You go for deep personal questions. You go. I listen to a lot. Information Society, I definitely listen to that. But pretty much almost everything, I'm going to be honest. I classical. I meant that I can't. Everyone else is here now. I can ask personal questions. I meant that I can't ask personal questions. Ah. Oh, it's starting to have shape. Don't worry, Chris. I asked random questions too back in the day, I think, too. Lost, I thought you weren't here anymore. That's amazing. Hey, Lost, did you get any of that handy-dandy flooding earlier in the week? Or did you luck out? Although that other hurricane's heading this way. That does not look nice. It hit Jamaica, I think, yesterday morning. The stained glass basement. Yeah, I think it's fake. I'm waiting for Whimsy to ask me a deep personal question. Okay, a deep personal question. I did. I asked you if you saw the video, and you said no. So I can't ask you your opinion on it. Sorry. Then I even told you what it was about, and you still had no opinion. Totally unmoved. Have you seen the pictures of the inside? That's not deep. Very cool looking. It is so gorgeous, isn't it? Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. They did an incredible job. But he doesn't care because apparently that's not personal. But personally, I feel they did an incredible job, and how cool for that bride. I tell you what. And her dress was really pretty too. Very tasteful, very appropriate. I am not Catholic, but so help me, that was like a wedding to tell your great-grandkids about. Here's a real personal question. What's your favorite color? Ooh. Probably emerald green most of the time. It changes up a little bit, but I always fall back to emerald green, so we'll go with that one. Guess what my favorite gemstone is? It's easy. And I'm not talking one of those fake glass ones either. No, 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 no. Those fake manufactured ones. Gotta be the real deal. With the imperfections in it that you can see. What wedding? I meant the pictures of the hurricane. Oh my gosh. No, I haven't seen many of those yet. They were just starting to come out when I was trying to get the power together to go live. What wedding? Oh, I put a clip in the Whimsy clips of at Notre Dame. I'm faked and manufactured. Cool. At Notre Dame, they don't do weddings anymore. And you know it burnt down, or very burnt, and then they did that whole big restoration, and one of the carpenters wanted to have his wedding. He helped redo the beams in the same way they had been done before. And he talked to the, is it Monsieur? I'm not sure, Monsignor? Anyway, the priest guy talked to him and asked permission to have their wedding at Notre Dame. And he agreed as a thank you to all, as for a one time, as a thank you to all the carpenters. So all the carpenters who worked there kind of got to go to the wedding, and it was just really beautiful and cool and gorgeous to see what a wedding there would look like. And I just thought it was neat because it just feels like the perfect way to show that the cathedral's back in business to me. I mean, that's what it's about, right? Even though that one had been retired from that service, so to speak. If I owned the place, I'd deny the wedding. Get out of here. He said it was one time because they don't really do weddings anymore. But I just thought it was really nice to say, all right, they did that really, really cool, oh my gosh, Yo-Yo Ma got to play there when they first reopened it. And that was so neat to watch him just jamming out, feeling the vibes. To do music in a cathedral, there's like sheer vibration. It's a very beautiful and powerful thing. Not even the one time with me. Well, there you go. That's basically a priest with more stuff to do. Yes. I thought they allowed weddings there, but it costs a lot of money. Apparently, Nameless looked it up for me. The last wedding there was in 1995, and it's primarily either been royalty type people or very, very wealthy, because it is a historic building and there's so many rules about how the building can be used. And I remember seeing something about this back like in the 90s. But basically, it's also considered like a World Heritage Site, so they stopped having more personal churchy kind of services there in that kind of way. I mean, I think they still did services, but it was done in a way that was more open to the public. But I could be 1,000% wrong. I'm not Catholic. I have said this. I don't object to people being Catholic, but I'm not. I'm very much on the outside of this conversation. Not every building is an 1,100-year-old building or whatever it was. Deny everyone. I'm sorry. I just think it's just a nice way to say, back in business, world. Back in business. We did not get put down by the fire. I can be alone. It's okay. Nobody else has to think that's neat. I'm amazed at how quickly they got it back up and running. I'm amazed at all of that and the job that they did. And I just think it's neat. Deny everyone. Okay, I think a wedding is more appropriate than a concert. Well, I didn't feel like it was a concert. He was playing the music part of the service, I thought. And he's not Christian, but he was very respectful. He clearly went out of his way to find out what was the appropriate dress, and even though it's not how he would normally have dressed to perform, he was extremely respectful. And I don't know. I think that's nice. I like when people can respect and honor each other's cultures and beliefs. I think it's nice. In an authentic way. Let me clarify. In an authentic way. No concerts and no weddings if that was me in charge. Hi girl, how you doing? Chris, people are talking. Chris. Hello, Tomas. Wedding's the most scary thing. Okay, I give up. Okay, imposing Chris. Here's your personal question. I'll give you a better one. What's your scariest thing? How about that? Anybody who wants can chime in. What's your scariest thing? I'm fine. What do you mean scariest? I don't know. He said weddings are scary. So I said, what's your scariest thing? Scariest thing, dying. Being lost in a parking lot. Like if I'm scared of something. Wow. Chris is tough. If you encounter a zombie, let Chris be the one that goes and says hello and finds out if it's contagious. He's up for it. He's very imposing. It'll probably run away. Not what I meant, lol. I wanted to clarify the question. I was meaning in a very vague way, not like a true deep phobia. Like Tomas says, ooh, wedding's scary. If he genuinely breaks out in the sweats if he's near a wedding, that's a different kind of problem. But just going, ooh, that idea scares me. That's a different kind of thing. Recent news, I guess 2 days ago, Gmail has been breached. That's a scary thing. Yeah, especially because, like, Gmail connects itself to everything. I have a Gmail story. I am tempted to answer something downer, like the existent dread of failing at your life rather than something like clowns. I am not scared of clowns. Scariest thing for me was when I saw a blade broke off its machine and it lodged into my helmet. That's pretty scary. Gmail was breached. What happened? Don't you have Yahoo? I don't have... I probably do have a Yahoo out there somewhere, but not that I know how to be in touch with anymore. I had a Yahoo probably at some point. It was never my go-to. If I got one, it was to be a bridge to another email, and then I got rid of it right away. I'm sneaky that way. A mom with any kind of footwear, their hand... Oh, there you go. There we go. Chunkla. Roadrunner. I figured Wim would be using AOL email. I have used AOL email before. Yes, when it was new. Not in... Oh my gosh. A long time. MySpace. I never did MySpace. I didn't let my kids either. And I was so mad when I found out the school had given one of my kids a MySpace account and told them just go to town and do whatever you want on there. No guidance. In their hand, I could not figure out what snow meant. Oh, because, you know, they beat you with the shoe or they throw it at you. Drivers are pretty scary. I was about to ask Art for the MySpace. Wow. I didn't say it was Artie. But, yeah, I was livid. I was like, what the heck? I think people don't know half the things at schools. Red light on, or green light. Wow/joke. No, I've been part of a few systems. I don't use any of my old names right now, so there we go. I love the internet. But I was never into the social media kind of thing. I'm gonna be honest. It's just... I don't know. Let me take a picture of my food and post it for millions of people to look at and admire this restaurant's work. Because I'm special? That's weird to me. I mean, I could see if it was just a particularly beautiful meal, but... not every meal you encounter is going to be beautiful. Let's just say that. Yeah, schools get away with a lot. No kidding. Yeah, me either. Most of my social media stuff is pretty new. Look, I wasn't against my kids being involved in social media. I was against the school taking charge of deciding when and how they would be involved with social media, not thinking that was my business, and not giving them any guidance or instruction because supposedly that was my job. But I wasn't the one to authorize or set up their accounts that they couldn't have done on their own yet. That's where I had an issue. It's like, everything about this picture is wrong, and they just acted like I was a complainer. I'm like, I did have accounts for things, but I did almost nothing with them, yeah. Is this a metaphor for something? Is what a metaphor? The picture? I gotta admit, I really don't know. It's odd to me. I don't feel like it's stained glassy at all. Frick, that was a mess up. Let's just erase that. I don't know what I was doing there. Alright, well, we'll take one last look. Boop, boop, boop. I mean, it's going to be kind of neat and have interesting details. It looks like the helmet is going to have stained glass effects. But that makes it seem more like this is an astronaut that is in space dying of an explosion. That seems bad and not nice. Hypocrites, if you were a teenager, you had to have an Instagram and Snapchat to be hip and fly. Yeah, well, I'm gonna be honest, not a fan of the Snapchat. I had one younger relative that got into that, and oh my gosh, they drove me crazy. We'd be going down the road or something, and then all of a sudden they'd be making faces into the thing, like sticking out their tongue and stuff, and they go, "It's okay, it's just my Snapchat." Like, do you talk? With Snapchat? The coloring in the background is an interesting choice. I know. I had Instagram and followed all the bad accounts. I could definitely see that for her. Yeah, it wasn't any of my kids. They were like, yeah, no thank you. But yeah, it was one of my siblings' kids. Let's put it that way. And they still like it. Yeah. It's just, and they like Insta too, now that I think about it. So yeah, they do seem to go hand in hand. Okay, tell me the truth. Duck face. Yeah, what was that? It was definitely one of her kids. No, it wasn't. I know a girl who had nothing but pics of her dog. She had a lot of weird people message her. I think she let them know she was underage. Probably. Well, see, that's the other thing I did with my kids. It's like not allowed now. I only ever had YouTube for like forever, so I don't know what all these other social media platforms until like 4 years ago. Had to have people step in and stop her. Yeah. What I did with my kids is I always insisted they use my birthday. And I used to make them the oldest, but that became a thing that was more obvious. So I would give them my birthday. And people would be like, oh, but then they can't be properly censored. I was like, A, that's my job as the parent, not the algorithm. And B, if I'm a pedo, I'm looking for people with those young birthdays, you know? Oh, they can't see it, really. Sure they can. It's not that secret. If I can find it, they can find it. So I always, until they hit 18, they always had to use my birthday. They could do pretty much what they wanted as long as, you know, they let me know. But that was my strategy as a parent. Had to have yeah, I faked my age for the longest. Well, I didn't. They weren't wanting to fake their age. I made them fake it. Because I was like, it's just not a secret. So, no, you're not going to look like you're that age, but you don't need to advertise that you're a minor. That brings in the wrong kind of attention. They seem to have gotten savvy enough on their own. I think they do all right. I just wanted them to have a chance to learn without being targeted. And be able to really be online. Such honest children. Never could be me. They are very honest. Honestly, if anybody had ever straight out asked them, to this day, I believe they would have just told. But they didn't. I lie all the time. My name isn't even Chris. Wow. My name isn't even whimsical. How did you know? Wow. I can't believe it. I used to always use Greek philosophical names. That was my old thing. Which is kind of hypocritical of me doxing myself in Jacksepticeye comments. Well, of course, Whimsy. We always refer to Chris as Christ in Artie's chat. Who, huh? I've never heard this or seen this. Yeah, what? Isn't the proper term Messiah? That won't upset anybody. Like I said, respect, respect. Neither. Chris, it's almost always a typo. Sam 5 or same, another reason why he's imposing. Uh-huh, dun dun dun. Well, he thinks concerts and weddings are bad. I don't know. Is he savable? I don't know. I'll have to unfollow everyone after this. Oh no! No! I don't know why I do these weird patterns. It makes me happy. Boy, this is different. Alright, let's start with the 4. Well, we've got fake people, we've got offended people. I think we triggered people good today, guys. This is good work. This is what I like to see. Practice makes perfect. I can't believe a man who calls himself a liar. I know. He says his name isn't even Chris. Next thing you know, we're going to find out that Kenny's not really a fish that can talk or type. What's the world coming to? We might even find out that Lost does not look like a girl. I don't know. I don't know. I do love the coloring on your VTuber. I'll be honest. Every time I see it, I love the old photography kind of effect that you've got on it. I still don't know if that's on purpose, but I think it's really neat. It's really well done. Lost is catching on fast. Okay, I have to drive. Drive safely, Chris. Thank you for popping by. And Lost isn't always lost. He stole his sister's username. Whoa. Adios, chat. Adios. You see, I never lie on the internet. I just lurk permanently for like 16 years. It is on purpose. Ah. Very cool. It looks good. You did a really good job. I think you should be proud of yourself. Identity thief is not lying. It's just taking up a identity theft is just taking up a title. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's not remotely concerning online. That is a new description for it. Yeah. Well, because he's not only always lost, he's always thinking. Dun dun dun. Lost, you are Pinocchio? Always dolphin, but never lost. Pinocchio, yes. I read it right. I understood. I think the dolphin part is over like centuries ago. I fixed the wire. Okay, tell me the truth. Was it not hilarious that the more that Hedge thought about her mispronunciations, the more she did it? In a cute way. In a cute way. Lost is stuck with the dolphin thing forever. And ever and ever and ever. Welcome, by the way, Dwagon. Nice to see you. I don't know how much longer this is gonna last. My streams, this is the longest one in 2 weeks so far. We're running on borrowed time, but I'm grateful to be here. Interesting. And if Chris is like me, he's listening while he drives. That's what I end up doing. Let's see. 2. And are we back yet? Back. I do not know the dolphin thing. I only be stuck with it if you come to my stream, Dwagon. What was it? What was what? He's just talking about the dolphin thing. Yes, dolphin thing. Oh, because he's trying to understand what the dolphin thing is, Lost. He doesn't know. Yours to share. I rarely catch Artie's stream because of my crappy health. My chances of catching yours are even lower. To Lost. Aw. Yeah, I know. We're always happy when you show up. It was a microphone issue that made me sound like a dolphin. There you go, guys. You heard it here. First-ish. Yeah, my dad used to really love Mariah Carey. And we would tease him that he liked dolphin noises. Or like, he just likes the dolphin noises. I think we even got him for a holiday one time. We got him a Mariah Carey, I think it was a tape for his car. But we also got him dolphin singing. We found one. We said, here, they're the same thing. You sound like an anime person because of the wire was a little bit broken. Oh, is he being dramatic? I'm glad that he's here. I'm sorry he has bad health ever. I want him to have fun when he's here, though. I'm grateful. I have no idea what I'm making. I want him to mope around pondering about life, and then he'll become a great philosopher. Oh. He might not want to mope around. Maybe he wants to not mope. Maybe he wants to have fun. I will say he has pretty amazing wool art game, whatever you call that. I mean, I know it's kind of pixel art, but I mean with the wool in the Minecraft. He should elope around. That is pixel art, I think. Yes, pixel art. But I meant specifically with the Minecraft wool. He could be a fun philosopher. He could be. But I don't know if he wants to elope. That's when two people run away to get married without a proper wedding with the family. And that's hard to do alone, I think. He could be a fun philosopher. We are all immortal until proven otherwise. Wise words of a philosopher. Agreed. Not sure Tomas knows what elope means. Yeah, that's why I thought I'd clarify. For somebody who's expressed a fear of weddings, just saying. I learned it from YouTube back in the day. Well, then why would Dragon be eloping around? Like, even if you did it, it would be once. Not a standard of behavior. Unless he's supposed to be eloping and divorcing and eloping and divorcing. That doesn't sound very fun. I'm confused. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not getting it. Maybe Tomas is a true believer in hedonism. Affairs. Oh my gosh, he learned the word but not the meaning. That's what I'm thinking. What do you mean affairs? The elope is the wedding. The non-wedding rather. The getting married legally without the it's just without the big fancy wedding ceremony with friends and family all around. A lot of times people go to a courthouse, or sometimes they go to a, like, Vegas or something, where they can just quickly get married. And sometimes they do that and then they come back and they still do their proper ceremony, but they just found it too stressful, so they got married privately, and then they still go through with it for their family and friends. And sometimes they don't. I don't think it has to do with affairs. No, he is. Marry multiple people. Treat it like duck, duck, goose. It is getting married without telling anyone else, basically. Girlfriends in marriage are for normal people way back when it was getting married without permission. Yes, absolutely. But a lot of times, even people who are eloping, they still quietly tell some of the people around them. But I don't think it has to do with affairs. Or mini girlfriends? Like, wow. Dragon, you have 3 choices. Now have fun becoming a fun philosopher or elope. I'm off my meds, so yeah. Which, depending on religion, makes it invalid. That is true. That is true. I had a friend who had a full wedding ceremony with bridesmaids, groomsmen, the whole thing, family and friends all around. And because he refused to do it in a Catholic church, when he left her, the church told her she wasn't counted as married. So she married again in the Catholic church without counting as having been married when she did find somebody else. I was like, okay, that's different. But yeah, the guy was something. She was far better off with the second one, who was the one for life. Modern philosophical saying, life is short, everyone dies someday, go drink a beer. I can't drink alcohol though. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I don't personally prefer beer myself, but okay, odd. Become hedonist today. Tomas Gold. What dis? You do it right or not at all, Catholics. That's basically how it came down. But the original agreement had been that there would be a Catholic wedding. This was supposed to be the wedding for his family, and then he just backed out of the Catholic one. So, yeah, nice guy. Here's the deal, guys. You don't have to agree with what somebody else believes whatsoever. But if you care about them enough to marry them, don't lie about your willingness to participate or not participate in their beliefs just to get married, because that's not going to go well. Like, if he'd have been up front, she'd have decided to do it or not. That's a whole other thing, but just lying to get her to marry him. He wanted a nice Catholic girl. Let's just put it that way. He got what he wanted out of the deal. Henry VIII, create the whole new religion for it. You're right, Tomas. 13, I think, is mostly done here. Oh, we got a few more. Reminded of a joke. Oh, dear. Ad time. Lost lie. Lost is lying. You guys just had an ad. There's no way. Don't trick me. I'm entrapped in heck, you see. I don't... don't know. Apparently, Tomas A takes meds and B feels he's off of them. It's simple. Run around the house a little bit. That'll do you some good. Exercise is always good for you. No, I think it's just because I used to speech to text and it paused the stream. Ah, that makes sense. I'm getting really sick of the whole thing. Every time I try to click on a stream now, it's fighting me. And I'm going, how's anybody even getting onto their streams? I've missed so many streams from Hedge recently because it would not, it keeps saying, tap to join the stream. And it won't accept any taps anywhere on the whole screen. It feels like a trick. I've been clicking on Twitch for ages with no trouble. I use Twitch. I stream on Twitch. Case in point, right here. I do not feel it's an inability to utilize the platform. I don't feel like it's my problem. Yep. And also, I never lie. There you go. Not sure what I'm doing here. Tomas, I run away. You run, huh? You don't lie, you hide. Didn't click over. Come on, just change. I didn't even know I could make it swing back and forth like that. That's so weird. Let's do threes first. Yeah, I'll do the twos. You lie like barley? How granular. Does that mean horses like to eat him? What does the cereal grain have to do with this? Totally, my true love will be a horse girl. Is that what you're trying to tell me, Tomas? Yeah, I have to admit I'm having a few questions. Considering some of the internet-y horse girls at the moment, I'm not sure how to respond. This is annoying. My mouse is starting to bite me. Blame Tomas as he enlightened me to my path. Dum, dum, dum. Okay. I guess it's some kind of window reflection. To my path. Blame Tomas as he enlightens me to my path. My Little Pony is Horse Girl's right. I mean, if we're talking the old My Little Pony, that one, it's not the same as the bronies, let's put it that way. You've got ponies and you've got bronies, and they're both technically My Little Ponies, so I don't know how to answer that question. Because I'm not sure girls is what comes to mind with some of that. Maybe? I was going for the new trendy gotcha game. Oh gosh, it's either My Little Pony or Uma Musume. I did play a World War II grand strategy game which had a My Little Pony model that was way too well developed. Yeah. Mod, yeah. There has been at least 2, possibly 3 My Little Ponies. Oh, there's been more. There's been more. I think they were fine until they started trying to make them not pony shaped, and they really didn't feel like they were aimed at little kids the same way anymore. And then it got kind of weird for me, that's for sure. I mean, to each their own, but it gets weird to me when content that is for kids suddenly becomes really celebrated by non-kids in ways that are not kid-like. Maybe I'm just the problem and I'm an old fuddy-duddy. I forgot about that. I'm playing a grand strategy game right now while watching WeChan, and it has no horse girls. Thank you for reminding me of something I was happy not remembering. I just don't think that's something that Lost is going for. I could be wrong. I don't want to judge. But I just think that his artistic taste shows more subtle sophistication than that. I'm stretching here, guys. I'm trying. The one from the 80s was more He-Man than Pony. No, they were nice. You prefer your horse girls in the old-fashioned way. Am I really that obvious? What? That you could be more sophisticated? You had nice taste with your VTuber. You have an artistic eye. I don't know if that's calling it obvious. I would think that's a good thing. I thought it was a compliment. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I look when people do like a VTuber model and stuff. That's why it really mattered to me that I could finally turn around and make mine more how I wanted it to be. And it's hard, and learning was hard. So I really appreciate when other people have done it, and I appreciate what they've done. I prefer my characters to be fashionable. There you go. I mean, you've chosen who's representing you, so it should reflect somewhat on your taste, I would think. the authentic part. That's important to me. Because I want to be authentic, but I really like the VTuber thingy. I do. So, I don't know. I appreciate it. Okay, Wyvern, can I ask something about IRL horses? You can. Well, one time I represented myself with a light bulb. That sounds like fun. Hey, Iron Mouse represents herself with a worm sometime. That doesn't... She also has some incredible models. She's not typically my cup of tea, per se, but, you know, she's talented. I respect that. Well, there is a limit if you are not doing it yourself. Yeah, I feel like this comparison is too far apart, you know? Tomas, if you want to ask about horses, you can. I just can't promise I know the answer. Do they have butt tattoos? Sometimes. Do those butt tattoos have magical powers? Not that I have ever seen. There you go. Learning about horses with Wyvern. I feel like this comparison is too far apart. Yeah, I already read that. Sorry. Is the analogy true? I'm not going to follow you down that road because I'm not sure where you're going. You're going to have to be maybe more specific, and then I will make a decision on whether to answer or not. Yeah, which one? I mean, I'm afraid I might have an idea what you're talking about, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. Oh gosh. Yeah. Intact male horses are very well endowed. Phantom. I just, yeah, I hoped that was not where this was going. Okay. And yeah, that's a thing. Not really a way that I would go about talking or comparing people, especially casually. I don't tend to treat people like farm animals or pieces of meat that I would describe them accordingly. Okay, I could answer this one. It's true. Lost, I really, really don't, Remus Chris. He was a normal person. I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that. Okay. Wow. Okay. Ah. Sorry, I had the thought. I follow the thought doubling down on anything that anyone says. Okay. I'm honest. Okay. I don't mind you having a thought. I don't even mind you being somewhat unfiltered. I even kind of understand asking me questions about farm animals. I've been open about living in a very rural farm area. But I probably don't want to be comparing farm animals to people overall, anatomically speaking. But the expression came from somewhere. I'll give you that. Perhaps we should fill this chat with high-level discussions about bunny girls. You know what? Bunny girls look so good all of a sudden. He was asking an innocent question in an uninnocent way while they sleep standing upright. Oh, Tomas is looking up horses right now. Okay. Yes. Tell you what, Tomas, I'll give you one to look up. If you're interested in looking at the nature, what the natural world has to offer, why don't you go look yourself up a zebra? There's something. I would think the girl zebras would just run away, but nope. You know what's the best? Girls in suits. Bunny girls in suits or regular girls in suits? And do you like the feminine suits or the ones that are trying to look like a guy suit? Because I gotta say, I still think it should look a little bit feminine myself. But you know what? I'm not a guy. It better not be fursuits. Oh, yeah, no fursuits. Nope, just wanted your opinions. Can I just say, I like both. I don't mind. Okay. So you like girls in fursuits. That's, thank you for sharing that. That's something. Seems a little personal to share, but you know. I don't mind. Not fursuits. Nope, no. Oh, you mean bunnies. And okay, feminine and I got you. The two kinds of suits. I'm following you now. Thank you very much for clarifying that. I am so grateful. Even if you're lying, I am so grateful. Thank you. I was watching something about people who wear fursuits in a different way right before I went on the stream, and I just didn't mean to, and I was not wanting to go there. That's great. No. Dear Diary, today we learned that Lost likes girls in fursuits. Why the heck, anyways? I feel like people assume too quickly, you know, even though my mom worked as a Chuck E. Cheese for a bit. Oh my gosh, Chuck E. Cheese was so cursed. I would save those skee ball tickets forever. And I would go in and I'd have so many. And then they would tell me they didn't count, they'd expired. And I'm this little cheeky kid. And I'm like, they don't have an expiration date on them. And they're going, you have to use them from today. And I'm going, that's not the point. Nobody's earning 10,000 in a day. And then my mom would be like, you don't have to get so much. I'm like, I saved them, thank you very much. Because I wanted something good and not some crappy little toy. I probably was pretty obnoxious for a kid now that I think about it. I have no regrets. Posh lady. I was smart. You know, I was a kid who saved my tickets. And my tokens. I think I was married with a kid and I was going through an old jewelry box and I found an old Chuck E. Cheese token that I'd saved somewhere that I'd lost, I guess, over the years. I was like, man, I was a hoarder a little bit there. I guess it's prettier, smaller. It's a neat effect. The lighthouse turned out really nice. We've got our mashed potato thing. Could have said, how do you know I didn't get them all today? I did. Anyways, I think bunny girls are overrated. Now, bunny ladies are different. Oh, I can do a little more of this silly astronaut. I'm shocked I still am online. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how much more I dare go because I want Artie to be able to stream. All right. So for the next smaller one, I'll do the tree. This is probably the tree, unless you guys like the sun, the bluebird, the crow, the lantern, the bee, moon, reverence, glass eye broken, rose and glass or manor window, more. Pass out. I still can't believe the furry thing. Streamer's choice. I'm not even sure which furry thing you can't believe. What, that people... I don't... I'm just... You know what? I couldn't even hear the reaction because the stream was paused. I'm actually disappointed. I'm sorry. You're disappointed? Lost. Aww. Huh. I would have thought there'd be more, because this should be the color between the different panes of glass. There should be a lot more of this color than there is. I guess it'll be really big panels. Streamer's choice for which picture to do. Yeah, I'm just going to do the next one. And I'm just going through them all. I want to be doing something that's not this. I had promised no matter what, I would do Minecraft at the next stream. And then the next stream lasted for less than 90 seconds. And I'm just so afraid of corrupting a game or world. I am really sorry. This is just pathetic. I've got to find something else that the computer can run on such low power on. Maybe lower down? Heh, yeah, 90s. Wow. 90s? I remember the 90s. Do you, Tomas? Let's see. I think not. I've been watching news from then. Have you looked into going on a public server? I haven't looked into a whole lot. I haven't even been able to do my own Discord much. Like, because along with the internet, along with the power goes my internet. So we literally end up stuck in the dark with flashlights and candles. And sometimes little bits of internet get out. Like, I will look into it, but I've got to be able to participate if I do it. In my point of view, you asked between feminine suits or boyish suits. Pause, said my thoughts, reads chat, notice what Twag said. Pause, again, oh no, maybe you could try playing Minecraft in the public server where I made Artie's pixel art. A whole lot of Bill Clinton, very interesting. Perfect time for evil ritual. Oh my goodness. No. I got that. That's what happened. Lost. That's why I dropped it and let it go. But you're bringing it back. Once we figured out that's what happened, it was just weird that you agreed to it like that. But it makes more sense that it paused and you didn't see everything until after. I have had that happen to me. So I sympathize. And that's why I'm not, like, harping on it. I've chosen to be a good person today. Ish. Perfect time for an evil ritual because it's funny. Yeah, okay, hilarious. Yeah, I'm not sure how we're bringing Clinton into this, but we don't need to do that probably. All right, let's see. Two should be a bunch of leaves, I'm thinking. No, I didn't speak about Clinton earlier. Dinner time, I must vanish. I was wondering, yeah. I think he's trying to refer to suits. I am familiar with buy Dragon, have a good meal with Bill Clinton being affiliated with some female clothing, but it was a dress. What the heck was that? Cute. And I know that his wife liked the pantsuits. But again, that wasn't Bill, unless you're saying that he was wearing them when we weren't around. I really don't know where you were going with that one, I'm going to be honest. Wagon. I was reading about the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier and looked at news from the time, and oh, my great entertainment. That is why I mentioned him. I thought you were going to say, have a nice meal with Bill Clinton. I don't think Dwagon would find that to be good company, but how do I know? Yeah. I used to have this old lady couple near me that had done everything together for years, and they always were clear that they were just friends, but they were also talking one day, they'd had a bit of wine, about how they'd each given each other permission for one, like, dream person. You know, the kind of thing. Who knows, maybe they could hit it off. Oh, gosh. And the one lady was talking about how her dream person was Clinton, Bill Clinton. And the other lady was like, I couldn't blame her if that's who she picked. And I'm sitting here going, this is very uncomfortable because you keep saying you're just friends, which I'm fine with. I'm also fine with you being more than friends. But you're saying you're just friends, but you have this agreement that if you were with another person, it would be, you know, how does that work? Because I don't do things like that with my friends, that it would be cheating, that I would need like a pass, like a free pass situation, you know? It's like benefits. I didn't even know till yesterday he was impeached. Oh, he could say so much. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I will say this. I think he and Hillary are brilliant strategists. Perfect together. My tab reset right after you said dream person. Not sure what to know what came after that. I guess not the worst choice for president. All I was saying is it was very awkward to be there, and they're saying they're just friends, but they have, you know, their free pass person. And yeah, like, I don't have free pass people with my female friends that are just friends. And it's okay for them to be together, and it's okay for them to be friends, but I mean, if a friend is just a friend, it's just an odd thing. Her dream person is Bill Clinton. Yeah, upside down pineapple. The one lady's dream person was Bill Clinton, yes. Her free cheat. And I was just like, of all the people that you could pick, him? Like, that's... But on the other hand, I mean, you know, she, was I mean, there's so much to take in there. They were really sweet, though. They were so sweet. If a friend is a friend, then you don't do stuff like that with them. Thank you, Knight. Thank you very much. Truly an odd choice, but he can play the saxophone. Yes, he can. Someone found him attractive at some point in time. You know, lots of the, like, true baby boomer ladies did. I knew several who would gush about how handsome he was, and I was just like, you know, I don't see it, but you know, you do you. It's kind of weird to me that when someone pretty openly basically kind of half brags about, you know, a reputation of getting what they want with or without consent, that females are attracted to that. That's just weird to me. But, you know, I just didn't get that memo, I guess. Well, the competition with Bush, you know, not necessarily. I mean, they were talking about everybody. They weren't talking about presidents. They were talking about anybody in the world, like celebrities, and that's who the one picked. Yeah, I don't understand. Really tough competition in terms of the presidency dream person specifically in this category, I guess. But they weren't looking at presidency. They were looking at their, you know, cheat card. I've been truly trying to give them leeway, you know. That's very sweet of you. I just decided that they were lovely people that I really, really liked, and I just decided I could not be friends with them and think about it at all. So I just was friends with them, and I chose not to think about it. Because I'm like, I'm good with you being friends, I'm good with you not being friends, I'm good with you thinking nobody has figured out that you only share one room. But, I don't know, like, but I don't want to know your dream choices. The other lady told me hers too, because they'd been deep into the wine, but and I don't drink, so I hadn't had any to help me with the conversation. they're like, yeah. Would you choose Arnold the Terminator? I've been trying to give them, anyways, an awful choice. I agree. There was a famous actor that was really popular that I can't even get in a 1 + 1 = 2 sort of way. Would you choose Arnold the Terminator? I liked Terminator 2, but I wasn't like looking at it as ooh la la. Arnold's never been somebody that made me go, ooh, yummy. I mean, he was fit. He was kind of cyborgy, to be honest, when he was a Terminator. Maybe if I was into robots. Kind of into, human people. Maybe I'm short-sighted that way. I can't really tell that well what girls find attractive, but I can go this sort of like this, so they probably like it. I don't know any actors. Arnold was the governor, which fits into that dream politician position. So was Ronald Reagan. And when he was younger, many people thought he was quite attractive. But by the time he was president, he had seen better days. In the I just don't even know how to say it. Dreamsicle way? I don't know. I don't even know what you would call that. I've never chosen my politicians by attractiveness or non-attractiveness. I'm going to be honest. That's a kind of a new thought for me. I think I'm not going to use that as a criteria. But different strokes for different folks, I guess. As they say. Gross. The scene from Back to the Future comes to mind. This girl had so many better options. Reagan, the actor. I'm saying, I don't know why you're picking politicians. There's not great options. When he was younger, many women found him very attractive. But by the time he was president, I'll tell you what I liked about him. It wasn't anything to do with appearance. He always had jelly bellies on his desk. And he gave them to everybody that came into the Oval Office. That was kind of cool. I thought that was really cool. What do you mean Arnold was right there? Don't think he was governor at the time, though. No, he was literally doing movies like Terminator. He did what people normally do and got older. Exactly. Why did he do what the fourth doctor did? Also good politics, harder to hate someone who gives you food. All I'm saying is I personally would never pick a politician based on looks. I just wouldn't. I don't care what they look like. I care about like their policies and whether I would be interested in what they're doing, and also whether I think they're actually going to do it at all. Because let's be honest, many of them don't intend to do that. And that's not a pro one side or another side. That's just how I personally make my decisions. Not by appearance. I could care less what they look like. I do care that they have self-respect and they comport themselves well. and that they don't go around in public in rags or something. Dirtiness. Yes, policy and character, absolutely. Always good politics. Harder to hate someone who gives you food. Anyways, enough of this silly talk. What about Suna? You shouldn't, but you know people do? What? Surprisingly, an amazing example is Richard Nixon versus JFK. I'm not sure how that's... Are you talking about appearance? Because yes, there were people who felt like they loved how JFK looked. They were not interested in how Nixon looked. That was a thing. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard of a single person who voted for Nixon on looks. I can go there. Pure general appearance, yes. Honestly, get it. Get it? Going around like a tramp shows something about their character. Everyone realizes, but a lot of people don't know that there's connection. Well, yeah. Okay, there you go. At the very least, what you do or don't do together is between you and your spouse. But if you are very publicly disloyal, yeah. If you cheat on them, why wouldn't you cheat on us? It's a good point. Apparently he did better when he wasn't recorded directly on TV. Yes, that is true. Better radio voice, interesting. Yes, that is true. With Nixon, he didn't understand the importance of the TV or why you should care how you look on TV. He didn't go around looking like a vagabond or anything. He felt like other things were more important. And actually, I've been surprised at how many future presidents have really valued his, well, not future now, past now, but have really valued his input and his advice and how to comport oneself as an excellent leader on both sides of the aisle. He has made himself available. I think that's really cool. I mean, the country decides that you're a traitor, throws you away, and you still make yourself available to every single future president if they have any questions or want to know anything. I was really surprised to find that out, honestly. But yeah, I don't think he knew how to handle visual media. I really don't. I came across a guy with 6 doctorates talking about that. Yeah, we read about that in school. I say he did pretty good as a president before all the self-inflicted wounds. Well, it's hard to know because, I mean, I just took for granted what I was taught growing up. I'm going to be really honest, because why wouldn't you, he didn't even deny anything, but he also never accepted anything. And it's really weird to me that all those future presidents found what he said and did so valuable, and that he cared so much about the presidency. And whether he was guilty of something or not, it does say that he was at least. And see, okay, let's be honest. We trusted 2 anonymous sources and threw away our president over it? That's kind of weird. I mean, when I started finding out more, I was really kind of shocked. He tried to ignore the whole matter method. Yeah, I say he did pretty good as a president. Yeah, I just don't think he understood. He wasn't. The impression I got later when I learned more about it, as opposed to when I learned about it in school, but as an adult, when I was seeing some of the things that were being declassified and so on, forgetting analyses from other people or any of that, I think what I got out of it is he was so busy feeling like the job of the president is to do the job of the country. I don't have time for gossip. But this gossip was being elevated to a degree it had to be addressed. And he did not see that. He's pretty guilty, I will say, though, as a Richard Nixon biggest fan. I'm not sure that he's guilty, just because they never even really talked about what he would be guilty of. There was no trial. Yeah, not really. Jigglypuff. I mean, they made it sound so bad, and he was such a traitor, and he was such a this and that. That's what I learned in school. And how he did, and they had all these things they listed. And when I found out there was no trial, there was no evidence, there was no... He just said, you know what? Rather than have the country full on this, I will resign. And people took that resignation as guilt. But then presidents and stuff who would have had more information later all trusted him. Both Republicans and Democrats. And that's the part that makes me go, well, if everything's exactly how they say, that doesn't make much sense. That doesn't mean it's true or not true. It means there's clearly things that we don't know. And I'll let God judge him. That's not my problem. But I'll consider that maybe he wasn't quite the evil character he was presented to be. Although I did enjoy listening to all the tapes. Thanks, Nixon, for being a little bit paranoid. He tried to bow out to not cause problems, in other words. Yes, that is my understanding. And that's from people who came after him. He didn't want anybody to talk about it when he was alive, really. Because he wanted it to be about the country, not about him. I don't know. It's hard to know. Like I said, I wasn't there. But I just assumed there was way more evidence. Now, something happened. I'm not saying nothing happened. Whether he was aware or had anything to do with it was the real question. But he felt it was disgraceful. Anyway, definitely, no question, he did not understand visual media. I mean, that's going to be a pretty outside. Meow. Yes, I'm looking at the time. Ah. Ah, I see. So this is going to be another color for the edge of the glass. Yep, I probably will bow out soon because I want to make sure that Artie has the best chance possible to stream as well. I'm so glad I got to stream today. I'm so glad you guys showed up. I feel really honored that you showed up because I've been super unreliable lately and I'm so sorry. And I really hope I can fix this soon. But I don't know how to make the power company pay attention to us out here. We'll get it done. I mean, my neighbors and I. Overall, though, I could just say Nick's incompetent guy, not the greatest character ever. I'm so glad that the power did not go out. Hey, not your fault the power is spotty. I know, but still. What I'm getting at, Lost, is it's hard to know his character, but somebody who would be relied on by every president after him and honored by so many people. I think there's things we don't know. Because the people who told the story weren't him, were they? He didn't speak up for himself at all. He just said, well, I don't want the country torn apart, so y'all can say whatever you want about me. I don't think that feels like bad character. He might have been a bad character, but it feels like a pretty good characteristic. Hi, Buna. We were just saying, look at the time. I think he was just trying to save face. Hi-yo. I don't know. I wasn't there, Lost. I will clarify, yet again, I'm merely going by people who knew him in person and how they treated and responded to him. And chose to do so publicly. If they had chosen to completely condemn him publicly and never deal with him privately, nobody would have blinked an eye. They never had to ever say a positive thing about it. There was no reason to put themselves out there like that. There was no benefit. Oh, right. He wasn't around when you were younger. Ah, he only died recently. Either right before or right after Ford. It was not long ago. Main reason why people listened to him, though, is he was competent and his stigma slowly faded away. Nah, not in politics. Are you kidding? In Washington, once you got a stain, you got a stain. There might have been one that we can't see. Ford. Yeah, I remember Ford passing. I could have sworn that he passed right before or right after Ford, like within... But I know we lost several together. I mean, maybe Nixon isn't dead, but I think he is. I think, and then Bush Sr. died. It was like a whole bunch in what felt like a pretty short period of time. But I'm thinking Ford, Nixon died in 1994, which is honestly very far away at this point. Okay, so I'm thinking of something else. But I know Ford, what am I thinking of? It's not Ford then. It's definitely not Ford. Why am I saying Ford? Thinking of the guy, you know, the Georgia guy. Anyway, he died right by Bush. Jimmy Carter. Yes, Carter. Thank you. The peanut farmer. And that's not a euphemism. He was a peanut farmer. Then after his presidency, one of the things he did that you guys would recognize would be Habitat for Humanity. I do not know how he got transposed into Ford in my head. That is a major difference. My brain just kind of glitched. I'm sorry. Anyway, part of how I look at people's characters, I look at the people around them and how they react and interact with them. I'm never going to have a private conversation with any of these people. Especially the dead ones. Jimmy Carter's the most recent one. Interesting. Too honest of a guy, honestly. I felt bad for Carter because after my here, it says that there's a commercial break. Ads, ad time. Yep. That, okay. The thing I felt really bad about with Carter was overall he was very optimistic his whole career. There was that. But after he was clearly dying and not as with it as he had been when he was younger, people kept coming to him and trying to get him to take major political takes. And a lot of them were things that he never would have said when he was younger. And I feel like that's taking advantage of someone who served the country. But, you know, there you go. I feel like we should respect people who've offered their life up to us when they get to the point where they're not maybe at their best. So just let them, you know, keep that dignity. There was a conversation where he had with Reagan once. Meow, who, moo, who. I could share them if you want, referring to Nixon, by the way. Betty White, too. I mean, you can. I think I heard a tape of Nixon and Reagan once, maybe, but not recently. It's not really been on my radar at the moment. I've been kind of worried about power. I've been selfish lost. I'm very selfish right now. I'm in a very selfish phase. I'm not putting people above myself. I'm thinking, how can I get my family the things we need to get through this? I love Betty White. She was such a hoot. All right. Have a 5-hour energy or powered? I do agree, Whimsy. Executive power is too strong these days. What? I think balance of power only works if the executive branch is doing the executive things, the judicial branch is doing the judicial, and the legislative is doing the legislative. What we need is people to be in their own lanes a little better, and it works better. Or we need to redefine in a way that works for everybody. But, yeah, executive power hasn't actually really changed according to the Constitution, so. All right. We can always change what we want it to be, but at the moment it is what it has been set up to be. People don't want it to be that. We need to change it. But then the balance is messed up. I'm not going to start that at the end of my stream. And I'm not going to go down what's basically a political conversation. But I will say this. The whole point of balance of power is they worked really hard in the beginning to even out who did what. If we want to change it through interpretation, yeah, no. We need to make sure that we maintain that balance that was very carefully done. Cat, meow meow. So you're mooing and your cat. Anyway. Otherwise, the whole purpose of balance is lost, and there's no point. And that would be a very sad thing. I hope that everybody has a really, really wonderful evening. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. I really hope to see you again this week. I don't know what's going on. I will keep trying. Bye and thank you. Oh, bye and thank you, Lost. Mr. Imaginary, you stuck around the whole time. Listen to cats. They understand. You can tell cats anything and they will totally listen. I just mistyped. That was kind of funny. Bill Nye the Science Guy, I guess, would have been happy with that mistake. Alright. Goodbye, everybody. I hope you have a good evening. And I am going to get out of here so Artie has a shot. Thank you so much for hanging out. My cat abuses me and never listens. I'm sorry, Lost. Night, Tomas. Nameless if he's out there sleeping. All any lurkers. Chris if you're driving. Goodbye, everybody. No cat abuse. Bye-bye.